I've had this DJI Mini 4 Pro drone for about half a year by now. It's my first drone, but I have tried flying with some bigger and faster ones since I got this one. But keep in mind that I haven't tried a lot of the previous ones. I have tried a few, but not that many. If you're considering whether you should get this Mini 4 Pro or its predecessor, the Mini 3 Pro, then let me give you some good reasons for why this one, in my opinion, is the way better option, apart from the fact that it's a newer one. The biggest reason, in my opinion, is the camera. The Mini 4 Pro also has 10-bit D-Log-M, which is a flat picture profile, but this makes it more flexible for color grading in your editing software. I exclusively capture footage in D-Log-M on my Mini drone, because I love getting cinematic sequences. And the huge part to getting cinematic footage is color grading. So I would absolutely not be without this feature. Log profile is also what I shoot with all my cameras, and it works phenomenal. The connectivity between the drone and the controller also works wonderful. I never have any issues, and the connection is also extremely stable 90% of the time. The only few times I've noticed any small issues have been if I've flown the drone on the other side of a building or somewhere where there aren't direct line of sight. So big thumbs up to the connectivity as well. I actually have a friend who's got the Mini 3 Pro, and he has said that this has been his biggest annoyance with the drone. So I'm actually glad that I haven't noticed any issues here. The size of the drone is absolutely amazing. Small and light. I can actually have it in most of my pockets, which is really nice. It's even smaller than my phone, which is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It is, however, thicker, but that's to be expected. It's a drone and not a phone. Because it is this small and lightweight, then it's also classified as a C0 drone, so you don't need a certificate to fly it here in Europe, where I live. There's also way less restrictions, so you can actually fly it in the city without a problem. A lot of people will probably stop and stare, but that's to be expected. We're flying any drone still, since it's still a rather new technology that not everyone have yet. One of the features I also really like that is so practical when you're out here shooting. Let's say you lose your drone somewhere, it's the return to home feature. It's so nice. Sometimes I've lost my drone behind some trees and something, but you can easily retrieve it just by pressing the return to home button right here. So let's see here, and then it should come home. So extremely useful in a lot of situations. The flight time is just incredible still. I think the most normal amount I can fly it in is around 30 minutes or so. And within that time frame you can get some pretty amazing shots. But I do, however, have the Fly More combo pack, so if I need to fly for more time, I'll just swap the batteries. And the RC2 controller also has incredible long battery life, so you'll only have to charge it every 10 to 15 hours or so. I don't know what the specific amount is, I just know that it lasts forever, it feels like. So this is also an amazing piece of gear. A lot of the intelligent flight features is also absolutely amazing, especially if you're on your own, which I mostly am. I love the active track and POI features the most. They are simply amazing if you want to create some dynamic shots on your own. So I highly recommend you to use those if you're on your own. And while just highlighting a point and then flying around it is also super amazing, since you can be almost 100% sure that what you're capturing is in focus. So these flight features are amazing. A major thing I'm also super happy about is that in normal and cine mode, the sensors that's detecting the surroundings works wonderful. The fact that you can trust it so much is just phenomenal. You can fly directly towards an object and it'll just avoid it. So that works crazy. The only time I've had some minor issues has been if there's been some small branches in the way. But then apart from that, these new sensors are amazing. Another feature that can be really useful if you're a solo creator like me is the waypoints feature. What you essentially do is that you get a point where you want it to start, then you hit the waypoints over here, and then you simply make a point. That's the first point. Drop down a little. And let's say this is the second point. So now it should record from one side to the other. The durability of the drone is also outstanding. I've crashed it numerous times while flying in sport mode, and I've only destroyed some wings and managed to get some orange color on it that won't come off. So it's incredibly durable, even though it's mainly made of plastic. I never use the default filter on the drone. I always use one of these filters from this freewheel set. This is mainly because I want to be able to create the most natural motion blur, and to do that you need some ND filters, which is kinda like sunglasses for the sensor. It makes it possible to uphold the 180-degree shutter rule, which states that your shutter speed should be double your frame rate. So if I record in 25 FPS, I need to have my shutter speed set to 1/150th of a second. And if my frame rate is 50, I need to have the shutter speed set to 1/100 of a second. But the issue here is that if I need to switch out a filter on the drone, it ain't as easy as I would like it to be. This is because you need to have both hands free to do it, since the camera head is in a gimbal. So it moves around whenever you try to take a filter on or off. So I hope that by the next version it'll become a little bit easier. Maybe there could be implemented a magnetic system of some sort. I don't know, but I would just love for it to become a little easier to put on and take off again. Because when you do this often, it gets quite annoying. I absolutely love the RC2 controller, but my biggest issue is that it's so big. I would love to take the drone more with me on a run, but I simply can't fit the controller in my pockets anywhere. I have looked into getting the RCN2 controller, where you can connect your phone, but apparently it ain't possible to get it as a standalone device, which kinda sucks. You have to buy a drone with it, and I don't want to do that, so I have to get it used somewhere, which is not ideal. So it would be really nice if it was possible to get that directly on a website somewhere without the need to buy another drone or buy it used somewhere. One thing I really hope that they upgrade with the next version is the internal storage. Right now it has about 2 GB internal storage, so you have to insert a micro SD. But it would be nice if it had like 46 GB, which the Avata 2 has. So I really hope that they upgrade that with the next version. Since I'm a person who often tends to forget my micro SD card at home whenever I've loaded off some footage, so I kind of always forget to bring a micro SD card. It has sucked in some situations, so it would really be nice if they upgraded the internal storage on it. This drone is loaded with features in a small form factor, and I would be a total idiot if I said that it wasn't amazing at almost everything. And most of the things I'm picking on is really just minor stuff that most people wouldn't even care about anyway. So yeah, that's just me. If you're someone who wants to get some amazing looking footage while traveling light, then you can't go wrong with this small beast. You just gotta love this drone. It's amazing. That was all I had for you today. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel down below. And then, apart from that, I'm